Welcome to the Narrated Vendetta. We bring you gripping tales of payback, justice, and reckoning. Let's begin.
The unexpected call arrived on a Tuesday morning, interrupting my review of quarterly reports. It was an unknown number, and I almost dismissed it. That snap decision, however, altered everything. "Hello, is this Clara Vance?" a voice asked. "It's Clara," I replied, a knot forming in my stomach. No one used my full name unless something was amiss. "Yes, that's me, Ms. Vance. This is Arthur from Sterling Debt Recovery," the caller continued. "I'm contacting you regarding several overdue loan payments. You are currently 3 months behind on a total of $42,000 across multiple accounts." The office lights suddenly felt blinding. "There must be a mistake," I stammered, my hands starting to tremble. "I don't have any loans. According to our records, you have 3 active loans, 2 personal and 1 for a vehicle, all initiated within the last 6 months. As a financial analyst, I understood the gravity of this. I would never miss payments or take out loans I couldn't afford. Can you provide more details?" I asked, scribbling down account numbers and dates. The largest loan was dated just 3 weeks after my younger sibling, Lena, mysteriously appeared with a brand new luxury sedan. "I need to investigate this," I told Arthur, trying to maintain my composure. "Someone must have stolen my identity." "I understand," he said, "but these loans are now in collections. Your credit score has already been significantly impacted." After the call, I sat motionless, staring blankly at my computer screen. My carefully built credit score, my financial security, lay shattered. A dreadful suspicion began to solidify. That evening, I confronted my mother, Evelyn, and Lena in our shared kitchen. Evelyn was stirring a pot on the stove, while Lena lounged at the counter, engrossed in her phone. "Did either of you take out loans in my name?" I asked directly. Evelyn didn't even turn around. "What are you talking about, Clara? Don't be absurd. I received a call from a debt collector today. Apparently, I owe $42,000 in unpaid loans." Lena finally looked up. "Maybe you should be more careful with your spending." "My spending?" I scoffed, devoid of humor. "That's ironic, considering one of the loans perfectly aligns with when you acquired your new car. Are you accusing your sister?" Evelyn spun around, brandishing her wooden spoon. "After all we've done for you, living here rent-free, I pay the utilities, buy groceries, and clean this entire house. And I never agreed to any loans," I countered. "You're being paranoid," Lena said, rolling her eyes. "Just because you're envious of my car." "Show me the paperwork for your sedan," I demanded. "I don't have to show you anything," Lena retorted, storming out. But not before I caught a flicker of panic in her eyes. Evelyn stepped closer, her voice dropping to that familiar manipulative whisper. "Clara, dear, you're stressed from work. You're not thinking clearly. Why don't you go lie down?" I wanted to scream. This was Evelyn's classic tactic, twisting everything, sowing seeds of doubt. But not this time. The debt collector's words echoed in my mind. That night, I waited until they were asleep. My hands trembled as I carefully picked the lock on Lena's door. A trick I'd learned from years of her borrowing my belongings. Moonlight illuminated the disarray of her room, designer clothes strewn about, shopping bags overflowing, and the distinct scent of her expensive perfume. I began with her desk drawers, then moved to the closet. Nothing. Just as I was about to give up, I spotted a folder tucked between her mattress and bed frame. Inside were loan documents. Dozens of them. My name was everywhere, but the signatures, they were close, yet undeniably wrong. My vision blurred as I stared at the forged papers. My own mother and sister had stolen my identity, ruined my credit, and were now gaslighting me about it. The betrayal felt like a physical blow. Footsteps in the hallway sent a jolt through me. I quickly shoved the folder back and slipped out of the room just as Evelyn's door creaked open. Back in my bed, heart pounding, I made a decision. They thought they could manipulate me, use me, and escape consequences because I was the responsible one, the peacemaker. They were about to learn how gravely mistaken they were. I grabbed my phone and texted my best friend, Jessica. "Remember when you said I should record Evelyn's manipulative conversations? I'm ready. This ends now." The response was immediate. "Finally, what do you need?" I smiled in the darkness. The war had begun. The next morning, my recording campaign commenced. My phone became an extension of my hand, the voice memo app perpetually ready. Evelyn was in peak form at breakfast, performing her favorite act, martyrdom served with a side of guilt. I just don't understand why you're being so difficult, she sighed, stirring her coffee dramatically. After everything I've sacrificed for this family. You mean like taking out loans in my name? I kept my voice steady, my phone recording, in my pocket. There you go again with these accusations. I raised you better than this. She turned to Lena, who was buttering toast. Your sister is becoming quite paranoid, isn't she? Lena nodded, her mouth full. Maybe she needs therapy. I need therapy. I laughed humorlessly. That's rich coming from someone driving a car they can't afford? Stop attacking your sister. Evelyn slammed her hand on the table. She deserves nice things just because you choose to live like a pauper. I live within my means, I interrupted. Something you two should try. The conversation quickly devolved, but I had it all recorded. Later that day, Jessica arrived to help me gather more evidence. Your room first, she whispered, glancing around. They might have hidden stuff in here, too. We searched methodically, finding nothing until Jessica checked inside my old yearbooks. There, tucked between pages, were credit card offers addressed to me, all opened, all with approval stamps. They've been intercepting your mail, Jessica said, her face grim. This is serious identity theft, Clara. Before I could respond, voices drifted up from downstairs. We crept to the stairwell, my phone still recording. She's getting suspicious, Lena was saying. What if she goes to the police? She won't, Evelyn replied. And if she does, we'll say she authorized everything. It's her word against ours. Who do you think they'll believe? Two respectable women, or someone with destroyed credit who's clearly unstable? My hands clenched into fists. Jessica grabbed my arm, steadying me. Besides, Evelyn continued, I've already talked to Aunt Martha and Uncle Ben. They're concerned about Clara's mental state. If she pushes this, we have family backing us up. I felt sick. They were already building their defense, turning family against me. That evening, my uncle called. Clara, dear, your mom's worried about you, he began. Did she tell you about the loans, Uncle Ben? She mentioned you're having some financial troubles. There's no shame in admitting you need help. I don't need help, I snapped. I need people to stop stealing my identity. Now, Clara, his voice took on that condescending tone adults use with difficult children. Your mother would never. I hung up. The next day, Lena's friend Fiona stopped by. I was in the kitchen when they walked past, discussing the luxury sedan. I still can't believe you got it, Fiona gushed. How did you afford it? Oh, Mom handled everything, Lena said. She's amazing with financial stuff. They disappeared upstairs, but their voices carried through the vent. But seriously, Fiona pressed. That car payment must be insane. Don't worry about it. We used Clara's credit. She owes us anyway. Mom's been supporting her forever. Wait, what? Isn't that illegal? Only if you get caught. Besides, Clara's so pathetic. She probably just take the blame to keep the peace. She always does. I hit stop on the recording, my hands shaking with rage. My phone buzzed. Another debt collection agency. They were calling daily now, threatening legal action. My credit score had plummeted to the low 500s. That night, I lay in bed, reviewing the evidence on my laptop, recorded conversations, photographs of documents, intercepted mail, text messages, a complete record of their betrayal. My phone lit up with a text from Evelyn. Family meeting tomorrow. We need to discuss your attitude. Another text followed. Remember everything I've done for you. Don't throw it all away over silly suspicions. I showed the texts to Jessica, over video chat. They're getting nervous, she said. You have enough evidence. Time to go nuclear. I'm scared, I admitted. What if no one believes me? That's why we documented everything. They can't gaslight their way out of recorded conversations. My phone buzzed again. Evelyn, don't forget who's always been there for you, who's always protected you. I laughed bitterly. Protected me. They're destroying my life, then destroy them back, Jessica said firmly. Show them what happens when they mess with the responsible one. I nodded, downloading all the evidence to a secure cloud drive. Tomorrow's family meeting would go very differently than they expected. They believed they had me cornered, but I possessed something they didn't, the truth, and I was finally ready to wield it. The family meeting began, as all our confrontations did. In the living room, with Evelyn perched in her favorite armchair like a monarch on her throne, Lena sprawled on the couch, examining her manicure. My phone recorded from my pocket, a backup recorder concealed in my jacket. Clara, Evelyn began, employing her concerned voice. We're worried about you. This obsession with loans and identity theft. It's not healthy. Let's talk about what's really unhealthy, I said, pulling out the folder of evidence. Like forging my signature on loan documents. Lena sat bolt upright. Where did you get those? Does it matter? They're proof that you and Evelyn committed fraud. Evelyn's face hardened. How dare you go through your sister's things? This is exactly the unstable behavior we're talking about. Unstable. I scoffed. Let's review the facts. 3 loans in my name, a luxury car I never approved, $42,000 of debt I never agreed to. And the best part, I pulled out my phone. I have you both on recording, plotting to frame me. The color drained from Evelyn's face. You recorded us. Your own family. Family doesn't steal from family. I shouted, surprising even myself with the volume. Family doesn't destroy someone's credit and then gaslight them about it. After everything I've sacrificed, Evelyn started. Stop. I hit play on my phone. Her own voice filled the room. If she pushes this, we'll say she authorized everything. It's her word against ours. Lena jumped up. Turn that off. Why? I challenged. Scared to hear yourself plotting to frame me? Or should we play the part where you tell Fiona how pathetic I am? You're twisting everything. Evelyn stood, pointing her finger at me. I put a roof over your head. I raised you alone after your father abandoned us. Dad left because of you, I retorted, because you're manipulative and toxic. How dare you? The doorbell rang, cutting through our screaming match. Evelyn went to answer it, likely expecting reinforcements in the form of Aunt Martha or Uncle Ben. Instead, a man in a suit stood there. Ms. Vance, I'm Mr. Davis from National Financial Group's Fraud Department. We need to discuss some concerning loan applications. Evelyn tried to shut the door, but I was faster. Please come in, Mr. Davis. I have evidence you need to see. This is private family business. Evelyn hissed. Not anymore, I said. Not when you committed bank fraud. Mr. Davis settled into the armchair Evelyn had vacated, reviewing the documents I'd gathered. Lena began to cry, her usual manipulation tactic. Clara, please, she sobbed. You're ruining my life. They'll take my car. You ruined my life first. I snapped. My credit is destroyed. I might lose my job. All because you wanted a luxury car you couldn't afford. Your sister needed reliable transportation, Evelyn interjected. A luxury sedan, Mr. Davis observed, raising an eyebrow. There are more affordable options. Stay out of this. Evelyn snapped. This is between me and my daughters. Actually, Mr. Davis said, closing his folder. This is between you and the bank. These documents show clear evidence of forgery and identity theft. Evelyn's tactic shifted instantly. Her voice became soft, pleading. Clara, sweetie, we can work this out privately. Don't do something you'll regret. The only thing I regret is not stopping you sooner. My phone rang. Another unknown number. Mr. Davis glanced at it. That's probably our legal department. There, reviewing your case. Evelyn lunged for my phone. I stepped back, watching her composure crack completely. You ungrateful little, she sputtered. After everything I've done, I'll throw you out. I'll tell everyone what an unstable liar you are. Go ahead, I said calmly, hitting stop on the recording. Add witness intimidation to the fraud charges. Lena had progressed to full-blown hysterics. Mom, do something. Mrs. Vance, Mr. Davis, stood. I suggest you both retain lawyers. The bank takes identity theft very seriously. Get out of my house. Evelyn screamed. All of you, gladly. I headed upstairs to grab my pre-packed bags. I'd known this confrontation would end with me leaving. If you walk out that door, Evelyn called after me, don't ever come back. I paused on the stairs, looking down at them, Evelyn red-faced and shaking, Lena, mascara streaking her cheeks. Mr. Davis calmly collecting his evidence. Don't worry, I said. I won't. Outside, the afternoon sun felt too bright for such a dark moment. Mr. Davis handed me his card. The bank will be in touch. You did the right thing. As his car pulled away, my phone buzzed with a text from Evelyn. You've destroyed this family. I hope you're happy. I blocked her number, then Lena's, for good measure. My hands were shaking, but my mind was clear. For the first time in years, I could breathe. The war wasn't over, but I'd won this battle, and I was just getting started. I was staying at Jessica's apartment when my boss called. My stomach dropped as soon as I saw her name on the screen. "Clara, we need to talk about your background check," Sarah said without preamble. "Your credit report is raising serious concerns." "I can explain," I started, but Sarah cut me off. "You work in financial services. You know how this looks. We're putting you on administrative leave until this is resolved." After hanging up, I slumped onto Jessica's couch. I just lost my job. "Administrative leave isn't firing," she reminded me. "Once the fraud investigation clears your name." A knock at the door interrupted her. Through the peephole, I saw Fiona, Lena's friend, shifting nervously in the hallway. "What are you doing here?" I asked, opening the door cautiously. "I needed to tell you something." She glanced around. "Can I come in?" Once inside, Fiona pulled out her phone. "Your mom, she's not stopping. I recorded this yesterday." She played a video. Evelyn and Lena in their kitchen, surrounded by papers. Evelyn was coaching Lena on copying my signature. "Perfect," Evelyn was saying. "The loan officer won't question it. We just need to get this done before Clara's evidence reaches the right people." "They're still forging documents?" Jessica asked, incredulous. Fiona nodded. "They're desperate. Your mom's trying to take out more loans before everything freezes. She said something about leaving the country." My phone buzzed. Mr. Davis requesting an urgent meeting. An hour later, I sat in his office, watching him review Fiona's video. "This is exactly what we needed," he said. "But there's more. Someone tried to open 3 new credit cards in your name this morning. Can you stop them? We've flagged your social security number." But his phone interrupted him. After a brief conversation, he looked at me gravely. "That was the police. Your mother just tried to empty her accounts. When they froze her access, she had a very public meltdown at the bank." My phone lit up with texts from unknown numbers. Flying monkeys Evelyn had sent to harass me. "How could you do this to your family? Your poor mother is having a breakdown. You ungrateful child." I was blocking numbers when a familiar name appeared. "Dad, Clara, I just heard what's happening. Are you okay?" I hadn't spoken to my father in years. Evelyn had always claimed he abandoned us, but now I wondered what really happened. "Not really," I admitted. "Did you know what they were capable of?" "It's why I left," he said quietly. "Your mother's financial manipulation. I couldn't stop her. She drained our accounts, maxed out credit cards. When I threatened to expose her, she turned you girls against me." A memory surfaced, Evelyn crying, telling us Dad had stolen her money, abandoned us. I'd believed her. We all had. "I should have fought harder for custody," he continued. "I'm so sorry, Clara." Before I could respond, Mr. Davis's phone rang again. His expression darkened as he listened. "Your sister's friend Fiona just called the fraud hotline," he told me. "Your mother is at your old house right now, destroying documents." "We need to stop her," I said, standing. "The police are on their way, but there's something else." He hesitated. "They found loan applications in your father's name, too." My phone buzzed with a text from Fiona. "They're burning everything in the backyard. Hurry." I forwarded it to Mr. Davis, who immediately called the police again. Dad was still on the line. "They're trying to use your identity, too," I told him. "Not trying. They already did." His voice was grim. "I just checked my credit report. There are 5 new loans in my name." Mr. Davis was already moving. "We need to get to your house now. The police will meet us there." As we drove, my phone exploded with notifications. Flying monkeys sharing Evelyn's Facebook post about her mentally unstable daughter trying to destroy the family. Lena's tearful Instagram story about betrayal. Fiona's updates about the document bonfire. "They're trying to control the narrative," Mr. Davis observed. "They've always controlled the narrative," I said, "but not anymore." We turned onto my old street just as police cars surrounded the house. Through the gathering crowd of neighbors, I could see smoke rising from the backyard. Evelyn was screaming at officers while Lena filmed everything on her phone, probably for more social media sympathy. "Ready?" Mr. Davis asked as we parked. I watched another officer lead Evelyn away from the smoldering evidence fire, her mascara running as she wailed about ungrateful children. "Ready," I said, stepping out of the car. "Time to end this." The police had Evelyn handcuffed on the front lawn while firefighters extinguished the backyard blaze. Lena was still filming, her hands shaking as she narrated, "Look what she's doing to our family. My own sister. Put the phone down, an officer ordered. You're interfering with an investigation. I approached with Mr. Davis and pulled out my own phone. Actually, keep recording, Lena. Let's make sure everyone sees the truth. You want truth, Evelyn shouted from beside the patrol car. Tell them how you abandoned your family. Tell them how you betrayed us. Betrayed you. I hit play on my recordings. Her voice, crystal clear, filled the yard. We'll say she authorized everything. It's her word against ours. Lena's face went pale. Turn that off. No. I raised my voice to address the growing crowd of neighbors. Everyone should hear how my mother and sister stole my identity, took out fraudulent loans, and then tried to frame me for it. She's lying. Evelyn shrieked. I'm her mother. I would never. Mrs. Vance, Mr. Davis stepped forward, badge visible. We have documented evidence of multiple fraudulent loans, forged signatures, and now destruction of evidence. A familiar car pulled up. Dad, he stepped out, looking older than I remembered. Gerald. Evelyn's voice switched to sugary sweet. Thank God you're here. Tell them this is all a misunderstanding. Dad walked past her without a glance. The only misunderstanding was me not pressing charges 15 years ago when you did the same thing to me. Lena's phone clattered to the ground. Daddy, it's true, Lena, he said softly. Your mother has a history of this, and now she's done it to both of us. There are new loans in my name, too. That's ridiculous. Evelyn tried to stand, but the officer held her down. Gerald abandoned us. He owed them the luxury car paperwork. I interrupted. Show them how you forged my signature so Lena could have a luxury car. You're just jealous. Lena snapped, but her voice wavered. Fiona stepped forward from the crowd. I have proof, too. She held up her phone, videos of them practicing Clara's signature, text messages about the fraud. Evelyn's face contorted. You little snitch. After everything we shared, enough. The officer helped Evelyn to her feet. We're taking you in for questioning. We'll need statements from everyone. As they led Evelyn toward the patrol car, she started sobbing. Clara, please, I'm your mother. Don't let them do this. You did this to yourself, I said. Every time you forged my name. Every time you lied. Every time you manipulated everyone around you. I hate you. She screamed, mask completely shattered. You ungrateful, worthless. The officer shut the car door, cutting off her tirade. Lena stood frozen, mascara streaming down her face. What's going to happen to me? She whispered. Mr. Davis answered. That depends on your cooperation. We'll need full disclosure about your involvement. I didn't. She looked around desperately. Mom said it was okay. She said Clara owed us. Owed you. Dad's voice was sharp. For what? The years she spent supporting you both while your mother spent money you didn't have. Lena crumpled to the ground, sobbing. Fiona moved to comfort her, then stopped herself. I'm sorry, Fiona said to me instead. I should have spoken up sooner. The next few hours were a blur of statements and evidence collection. The partially burned documents were catalogued. Dad's new fraudulent loans were added to the investigation. Neighbors slowly dispersed, phones undoubtedly spreading the story across social media. As the sun set, I stood in my old bedroom, packing the last of my belongings. Dad appeared in the doorway. You did what I couldn't, you stood up to her. I'm so proud of you. My hands shook as I set the phone down. Evelyn's last threat echoed in my head. I know how to break you. She's wrong, Jessica said, reading my expression. She doesn't know you at all. The real you, the strong you. I nodded, watching the sunset through the window. Tomorrow would bring more battles, more revelations, more healing, but for now, in this moment, I was finally free, and that was worth everything. The verdict came down like a thunderclap. 15 years for Evelyn, 3 years probation for Lena. I sat in the courtroom, watching Evelyn's face as her carefully constructed world finally shattered. Before sentencing, the judge said, would the defendant like to make a statement? Evelyn stood, shoulders straight. Everything I did was for my family. No, I interrupted, standing, too. Everything you did was for control. The judge allowed me to continue. Evelyn's lawyer objected, but was overruled. You didn't just steal our identities, I said, voice steady. You stole our trust, our relationships, our sense of family. You taught us that love means manipulation, that family means fraud, that loyalty means lying. Evelyn's mask cracked. How dare you? But you taught me something else, too, I continued. You taught me exactly what kind of person I don't want to be. The bailiff led her away. She didn't scream this time, didn't threaten, just walked out, small and defeated, leaving behind the wreckage of her schemes. Outside the courthouse, Lena approached me. The investigators found more evidence in Mom's email. She was planning to frame me too, eventually. Once I outlived my usefulness. Are you surprised? No. She wiped her eyes. I'm starting therapy next week. Real therapy, not just the court-mandated sessions. I need to understand why I let her control me for so long. Dad joined us, looking lighter than I'd seen him in years. The bank's clearing my credit. Yours, too, Clara. They're removing all the fraudulent accounts. What about the luxury car? I asked Lena, repossessed. She laughed hollowly. I'm taking the bus now. Got a job at a coffee shop to start paying restitution. Mr. Davis appeared with more news. The FBI found the Cayman Islands account. They're freezing all assets. You'll both be entitled to restitution from those funds. I don't want her money, I said. Me neither, Lena agreed. Donate it to fraud victim support or something. My phone buzzed. A text from Jessica. Your apartment's ready. Just finished moving the last box. I'd finally found my own place. Away from the memories, away from the manipulation. As I turned to leave, Aunt Martha approached. Clara, wait. She looked uncomfortable. I was wrong. About everything. We all were. The things your mother told us about you, about Gerald. We should have questioned it. Yes, you should have. I found loan applications in my name. In her files. She was going to Aunt Martha, trailed off. Destroy you too, I finished. That's what she does. Not anymore. Back at my new apartment, Jessica had arranged a small gathering. Dad was there, and surprisingly, so was Lena, Fiona too. Even Mr. Davis stopped by. To freedom, Jessica toasted, raising her glass. And to truth. My phone lit up with a message from the prison. Evelyn's first allowed communication. My hands shook as I opened it. You think you've won? You think this is over? I'm still your mother. I'll always be your mother. You can't escape. That Lena read it over my shoulder. She still doesn't get it, does she? We're not trying to escape her. We're escaping what she turned us into. I deleted the message without responding. Through my new apartment windows, I could see the city stretching out, full of possibilities. My credit was clearing. My job was secure. My life was mine again. Hey, Dad said softly. You okay? Getting there. I smiled. We all are. Fiona raised her glass. To Clara, who taught me that standing up to family sometimes means saving them from themselves. To consequences, Mr. Davis added. 2 fresh starts, Lena said quietly. I looked around at these people, some family by blood, some by choice, and felt something I hadn't experienced in years. Peace. My phone buzzed again. Another prison message. I'll never stop trying to reach you. You're mine. This time, I handed the phone to Mr. Davis without reading it. Add it to the harassment file. Lena touched my arm. I really am sorry for everything. I know, I said. I did know. That's why you're here. And she's there. Outside, the sun was setting on my first day of true freedom. No more looking over my shoulder. No more checking my credit hourly. No more walking on eggshells. Evelyn was wrong. She hadn't broken me. She'd forced me to become stronger than she ever imagined. I raised my glass to my gathered family, the real one, the chosen one. To truth, they echoed. And in that moment, surrounded by honest love and genuine support, I knew this wasn't an ending. It was a beginning.